Hey everybody, welcome back to Coffee Talk. My name is Sean and today I am going to be introducing you to another Weight Watchers friendly recipe. If you're new to Weight Watchers or you've been doing it for a long time, you realize it's like constantly telling you, oh, do eggs, do eggs, do eggs, do eggs. You can only eat enough eggs until you feel like you're turning into a walking yolk. So I have gone ahead and found this recipe, and I'm sure a bunch of you have gone ahead and looked up Weight Watcher alternative recipes that are not actually on the WW site, like maybe Pinterest or just Googling something. So, and when you do that, you look at a recipe and you're like, I can't go ahead and have all these ingredients because they're not on the plan, or you know that they're high in content, you know, that you don't want. So oftentimes I still go ahead and look at that same recipe and I figure out how I can go ahead and adjust it to Weight Watcher friendly. So today I am going to be doing kind of like a banana bread. So it includes a whole bunch of wonderful things, so stick with me and I will show you the full rundown. Okay, so here's everything you're gonna need. You're gonna need some olive oil to go ahead and coat your pans. I have a mix of steel coat and rolled oats. Quick cook works really good. Almond milk that is unsweetened. You can get unsweetened or the vanilla. Baking powder, cinnamon, vanilla, a little pinch of salt, 2 bananas, 2 eggs. You want to make sure that you have your measuring. I have a tablespoon, a teaspoon, a 1/4 cup, and 1 full cup, a liquid measuring, a bowl, and of course your 8x8. So first you're going to remember to go ahead and turn on that oven. We're going to go ahead and set that to 375. Get that rolling. Let's go ahead and get this recipe going without showing you too much of my cabinetry. There we go, that's gonna have to do it. So we went ahead and set the oven, like I said, to 375. I always go ahead and I take care of my dish first that I'm cooking in because I seem to always forget if I don't do it at first. So just gonna go ahead and coat that nicely with a little bit of spray. So it doesn't really matter what order you go ahead and put in all of these ingredients because really it all goes in the same place. So a lot of people would say that you do your dry ingredients first and then you do your wet. Nah, who cares? Easy peasy, I like it. So stick those bananas in there and your second. All right. Now, with your fork, you're just going to go ahead and mash the crap out of these. All right, so that's kind of the consistency that you're looking for. A little bit on still the piece size, but a little bit on the runny side. Yeah, I'm not going to say what it really looks like because, you know, mashed bananas just look not real appetizing. But, so moving on. I always go ahead and add my oats from here. So the recipe calls for just straight up oats. I really prefer to go ahead and use a combination of oats because it'll go ahead and give you a nice little bit of difference in texture. So it calls for 2 1/4 cups. So what I always do is just a cup and the 1/4 of the rolled oats. A little bit more than that. And then 1 cup of the steel cut. Next I go ahead and add my 1 1/2 cup of almond milk. All right, so from there, just a little pinch of salt. Just give it a shake or so. So here's where I screw up in baking. I tend to go ahead and be a pinch of a person or not always level things off. I'm so much better of a savory cook versus baking. But this works. You don't really, I mean, if I can do it, you can do it. Put it that way. So next we have our 2 eggs. gonna do our 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Is it me, or like that's like the most ingenious thing that these cans put on, is so that way you can get a scoop and like automatically level it. Like seriously, why don't other products do this? So thank you, baking soda. There we go. And finally, we're just gonna go ahead and add our vanilla. All right, and with this, I just eyeball it again. There we go, just a nice little splash will do it. And here we go. I always go ahead and spatula the bejesus out of these because my mom always taught me the more batter, the more cake you get. So the recipe that I link, it is from Pinterest. It is not Weight Watchers friendly. It has some other things into it, like it'll go ahead and call for like walnuts, and also like it'll call for walnuts and syrup, which I have gone ahead and done those alterations before. Like with syrup, you can definitely use the Smucker's sugar-free, which is really good. I've also done other alterations on this. You stick whatever you want in, whatever it goes ahead and meets your idea of banana bread. The only thing with this is that the more that you go ahead and you put in, of course, the more it's going to go ahead and reflect your points. So here we go. In the oven, we're going to do that 375 for 40 to 45 minutes until, just like a regular cake, once you go ahead and you stick a knife into it, it comes out clean. And here she is out of the oven. Give it a little bit of time to cool. Then chop it up into 9 squares. And then you're ready to package them either as 1 or 2, whatever fits you. So the Weight Watcher rundown is 18 for the steel cut, 10 for the quick, nada for the baking powder, nada for the cinnamon, nothing for the bananas. That sweet almond milk is just 1. Salt. And getting out the calculator, adding those all up. Gonna divide it by 9 equal parts to give us 3 points. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you decide to go ahead and make it 3 points to go ahead and enjoy a delicious breakfast. Another good thing that you could go ahead and do is make a little tiny batch of the PB2, which is only 1 point as well, and put that on top of it, and it's so good. It really goes ahead and increases that protein, and it's just delicious. So enjoy yourself. Again, if you haven't subscribed already, please do, because more recipes are to come. You guys take care of yourself. Have a good day.